guys, I'm Shelley, welcome back to my channel. And the Read-A-Thon Tag, 525,006, yeah, will be a lot of singing. Actually, possibly by the time this video goes up, the Read-A-Thon will be happening. We'll be in the middle of it from the 17th to the 23rd. It's run by the lovely Beck and Kathy. I will leave links down below. And there is a tag! There are 10 questions that Beck and Kathy have thought up. The 10 questions are revolving around 10 of the songs from Rent, which I am going to attempt to sing, so good luck to your ears. Question 1. Over the moon. Only thing to do is jump over the moon. Weirdest song ever, but brilliant. Tell us about one of the weirdest books you've experienced. First one that came to mind is Frigid by J.L. Lynn, otherwise known as J.L. Armentrout or Jennifer L. Armentrout, who wrote the Lux series. She also writes erotica, and she wrote a book called Frigid. I still can't get my head around what happened in Frigid. So you have Sydney and Kyler. They have been friends for years. Sydney is a very buttoned up, quiet, kind of bookish person. Kyler is, as described in the book, not the words I would use, a male slut. Sydney doesn't want to be a buttoned up person anymore. She wants Kyler to use her or fuck her, is her exact words, as one of his other women. Paint me, Jack, like your French women. And they start having sex here, there and everywhere, but neither one of them is actually communicating. Screwing against a glass window that then smashes, and I believe there's like a plot to kidnap one of them at one point. I didn't know whether I was coming or going with this book. Neither of them were really coming that much, and it's just very weird. Question 2. 525,600 minutes, otherwise known as Seasons of Love, otherwise known as the main song from the musical. Tell us about a book that doesn't centre around romantic love. I have gone with Remix by Non Pratt. This is about Kaz and Ruby, who are really close friends, and they decide to go to a music festival over the weekend, and then everything sort of kind of falls apart. Because you know when you're really, really close friends and you have an argument but you're stuck in one place, like you've gone away for the weekend without your parents for the first time or whatever, and you have a row, and that is it. It is in the end of the world. The whole book is about Kaz and Ruby and the things that happened to them over this weekend. That is my doorbell. Okay, what was I saying? I hate that doorbell so much. Anyway, I actually can't remember where I was. I think I was talking about Remix by Non Pratt. Non Pratt writes beautiful stories about friendship. She really knows how to write teenagers and the angst and confusion that happens inside your brain when you have a row with your best friend. Question 3. Let's open up a restaurant to Santa Fe. Sunny Santa Fe would be nice. Really nice right now because it's bloody freezing in England. Anyway, tell us about a book that involves travel. Okay. 3 Things You Need to Know About Rockets, a memoir by Jessica Fox. Can I remember this right? Probably not. I'll read the back. Jessica Fox is living in Hollywood, an ambitious 26-year-old filmmaker with a high-stress job in NASA. I wish I could speak properly. Working late one night, craving another life, she was seized upon a moment of inspiration and tapped Secondhand Bookshop Scotland into Google and clicked on the first link she saw. A month later, she arrived 2,000 miles across the Atlantic in Wigtown. And she goes on to work in a second-hand bookshop. She goes to fall in love with the guy who owns it. I believe her partner has also written a book about his experience running the bookshop, because it's called what is that bookshop called? Oh, I'm going to be in trouble for forgetting this. My brain has gone blank. It's going to bug me because there is a band that play inside that bookshop that I have recently been watching. Because of lockdown, they've been doing gigs online. Not the point. Jessica travels across the Atlantic and finds a new life in Wigtown and a new kind of sort of peace working in this bookshop. I think it's time for a reread, don't you? Question number 4. Take me or leave me. No way can I be what I'm not. But hey, don't you want your girl hot? Don't fight, don't lose your head. 'Cause every night, who's in your bed? Hi neighbours. Tell us about a book with an unapologetic character. I'm not redoing that, it just doesn't work. I'm going to go with Brie from On the Come Up by Angie Thomas, who is the author of The Hate U Give. 16-year-old Brie wants to be a rapper. She writes lines and she wants to perform them. She is from an impoverished area and there is a lot of politics going on around her and gangs going on around her, and she is single-minded to the point of recklessness, to wanting to just be able to have her come up. Live in my house, I'll be your shelter. Just pay me back with 1,000 kisses. Be my lover, I'll cover you. Angel and Collins are the only two unproblematic people in this musical. They are beautiful. I love them. I'll cover you. Tell us about your favourite literary couple. I've picked two. One is Jane Eyre and Mr. Rochester from Jane Eyre because I love them so much because they evolve. At the start it's kind of a domineering, submissive kind of relationship because he's very strong and she's timid, but by the end of the book it's switched round and he is so desperate for her. I think that's a very vague and kind of rose-tinted way of looking at it, but it's definitely there. The other one is just, I believe that Bex picks this as well, and it's Charlie and Nick from the Heartstopper series. I have mentioned them before because they are the sweetest couple. They learn together, they evolve together, they meet in high school. Oh, it just gives you the feels. This is by Alice Oseman. If you get the chance to ever read Heartstopper, it is a graphic novel. It started as a comic, I believe, on Tumblr, and it's still on Tumblr and still updated, but if you want the physical copies, they're wonderful. Okay, that's 5 questions and I need a nap, so I'm taking a break and I will be back. What's the time? Well, it's gotta be close to midnight. My body's talking to me. It says time for danger. It is actually closer to midnight because I had a nap. Hello again. Question 6, out tonight. Tell us about a character who can potentially not be tamed. I have gone with Jack from Jack of Hearts and Other Parts by L.C. Rossen. Jack Rotham is 17, is in high school and loves sex and loves relationships and loves talking about them, and he starts an online sex advice column. Annie is not shy and he is not afraid to be who he is. Even when the school tried to bring him down for doing it, even when a stalker tries to bring him down, technically it's the stalker that gets him in trouble with the school. I love Jack. But I die without you. You couldn't go through Rent without having a sad song, and that is Without You. Tell us about a sad book you enjoyed. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this a couple of times before, and that is Black Roses, The Killing of Sophie Lancaster by Simon Armitage. This is a book in verse. It was also made into a play, and I believe it was then made for television. If I can find the link, I will put it down below so you can watch it. But this is the story of Sophie Lancaster. She was a girl growing up, quite happy. She was brutally attacked with her boyfriend one night and tragically died. But this is about her life in verse. Simon Armitage has taken from her birth to her death and even after her death and taken little segments of her life and written verses about it. This is the true story. I will leave all the links relevant to it down below. It is moving, it is heartbreaking, but the way it is written is so poignant and beautiful. It is very sad, but it is also gorgeous. One song, glory, before the virus takes hold. That's a bit relevant right now. So question 8 is one song, glory. Tell us about a character who got a second chance. I couldn't think of anybody who got a second chance, but I could think of somebody who had a complete kind of 180. Is 180 switch around to the other side? Maths? I don't know. Had a complete arc of a journey in the reader's eyes. That is Zoya Naviolensky from the Shadow and Bone Grishaverse by Leigh Bardugo. At the beginning of this series, Zoya is kind of the bad woman. She's the bully and she's perceived as being stuck up and quite horrible. And throughout the series of books, you realise why she is like the way she is. She's built up a level of wall to protect herself, and so the arc comes from, and the second chance comes as a reader. You learn to love her over time. When Dorothy and Toto went over the rainbow to blow off NTM, La Vie Bohem. Question 9, La Vie Bohem. Tell us about a book that inspires you. Kind of just gone with 2 because basically it's Holly Magnish's poetry. When I read her poetry, I feel connected. She writes poetry about body positivity and biscuits and talking to your nan and masturbation and pregnancy and birth and how the clitoris really should be told about more people when they're giving birth, because my god, it gets rid of pain. She just writes the most stunning poetry that inspires me, that makes me want to write poetry, that makes me understand my own thoughts better. Today for you, tomorrow for me. So this is the final one. Question 10, today for you, tomorrow for me. Tell us about a character who is generous. I had trouble with this because there are lots of generous characters, but there wasn't really one that stood out. What came to mind was Jodie Ann Binkley. And this is 100 Lovely Letters. It's not a story, it's an autobiography. Jodie is a young woman who was struck down in her teens with basically one of the illnesses I have. An illness called ME, which can be at times extremely life-threatening. To cope with the fact that she went from being a very very outgoing and energetic woman to a person who was constantly stuck in bed and couldn't do anything, she started writing letters to people that she loved, people who needed her. So she took all of the pain and all of the disappointment and grief that she had been given and put it out into beautiful letters of encouragement and love and joy. And this book is just, it's filled with her letters, it's filled with the story that she went through. I mean, I've got a million tabs. I just really appreciate this book and I really appreciate her. And that was it. That was all 10 questions with a very big gap in the middle because I needed like a 6-hour nap. Thank you to Bex and Kathy for tagging me and for making this tag and all of the things. I will tag some people down below, so please go and check that out. Also, all information about the Read-A-Thon and all information about me are down below if you want to go take a look. I am going to go and have another nap, also known as it's bedtime. I don't know, what day is it? Where am I? Who? What? When? Keep an eye out for hopefully a vlog that comes along with this Read-A-Thon. I don't know. Yes. Okay, I hope you guys are good. I am sending you hugs, socially distanced, squish, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.